Salaam alaikum guys. Non-Muslim claim that Islam spreads violence. To prove their point, they show some groups and some verses of Quran, which they themselves have never read. For instance, they mention groups like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the Taliban, and claim these groups are led by Muslims, so Islam promotes killing. They also refer to Islamic countries like Iraq, Syria, Palestine, Yemen, etc., and they want to imply that
these are Islamic countries, and they are always in trouble.
Does this mean that these countries' poor conditions are due to Islam? Does this prove that Islam supports violence? Absolutely not. The actions of a few groups cannot be used to judge an entire religion. Islam is a religion of peace, with no place for violence. Groups like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, and others have committed high-profile acts of terrorism, claiming to act in the name of Islam. Their actions and rhetoric have been widely condemned by mainstream Muslims, but the global impact of their violence has significantly affected public perception. Media coverage often focuses on violent events and terrorist acts that committed by extremist groups who claim to represent Islam. These stories tend to be sensational and receive extensive coverage, which can create a skewed perception of the religion, the peaceful aspects of Islam, and the lives of the vast majority of Muslims who lead peaceful lives receive significantly less attention. Question: then why are those countries in such poor conditions if they follow Islam? It is important to note that there are more than 57 Muslim majority countries in the world, and only a few of them are suffering due to political reasons. The condition of a country is not linked to Islam, but to its political situation. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Turkey, Indonesia, UAE, Malaysia, Oman, Jordan, Brunei, Kazakhstan, Bahrain, and Kuwait are also Muslim majority, and they are developed. If Islam promoted violence, these countries wouldn't exist in their current form. Thus, the actions of certain groups or countries cannot be taken as representative of a religion. Next, they might say,
but doesn't the Quran mention killing? An advocate for killing non-Muslims.
Those who make such claims often have never read the Quran. They judge Islam based on videos or posts by ex-Muslims or non-Muslims. There are some verses in the Quran that mention killing, but these verses are often misunderstood because they are taken out of context. For example, Surah At-Tawbah, Ayah 5, speaks about a particular situation. Reading the full surah clarifies the context and meaning. This verse was revealed during a time when the early Muslim community in Medina was under threat from the polytheist tribes of Mecca, who had broken treaties and waged war against them. The verse specifically addresses those who were actively hostile and engaged in combat against the Muslims, not all polytheists in general. The verse immediately following Surah 9 Ayah 6 provides an important exception, emphasizing the protection and safe passage for those seeking peace. Can you imagine? Your enemies who once wanted to kill you are now seeking your protection, and you have to take care of them. Killing innocent people is strictly forbidden in Islam. Many verses prove that Islam is not a religion of violence. Allah Ta'ala has said in the Quran, killing one person is like killing all of humanity. Thus, it is clear that Islam does not condone violence. It is also worth noting that similar verses like 9:5 can be found in other religious texts. For example, on Hinduism, Krishna instructs Arjuna on his duties as a warrior. Similar to Christianity, the Hebrew Bible speaks of the destruction of a nation called the Amalekites,
commanding to kill everyone, including women, children, and animals.
Therefore, this verse does not prove that these religions promote violence. This verse is based on their own context. So first you need to know the context.
Question: then why are only Muslims become terrorists?
First of all, Muslim can't be terrorist. They are Muslim by name, and every religion have this problem. Hindu extremist groups, RSS, Abhinav Bharat, Bajrang Dal, on top, and Christian extremist, and LFT, Army of God, LRA, on top. Actually, terrorists have no relation with their religion. However, those who drink Coca-Cola will never understand